This is the 2025 Mercedes Benz AMG E-53. What do you get for a sticker price of $99,010? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport. We're going to go over the particulars on this model. If you want to know more about it, check out the link down in the description of the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off here. I know we've got the sun shining directly on the car, but it's better than having it on behind me in your eyes. So here's what we have. Headlights, everything here. Full LED lighting, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals. All of that is going to be here. And when it comes to the overall design of the front end, this area right here, you might think there's not an active air curtain, but there actually is right here. And I don't know if Austin can get in there and show you that there is daylight coming through, but trust me, it is there. Tell me what you think about that, because when you first look at it, you think that's not an active area, but it actually is. And we're gonna have a combination here across the front end of gloss black and some chrome. I think that fits really well here with this particular model. Being that it's an AMG, we're gonna have that classic AMG style grille with the nice Mercedes-Benz logo. You can see your front camera, or what a lot of people call a forward-facing camera right there. Then we move up. Again, we're gonna have the logo here as well. Quite a few badges to look at. Also the AMG badge, which is gonna be located right down here. Now, one thing that I think would be nice to set that apart maybe is different color on there. I don't know, what do you think? Maybe red, because we're gonna find some red in a couple of different areas on this particular model. It's going to be 4MATIC, so you're gonna have superb handling, and not only 4MATIC, but we're also gonna have rear wheel steering. And let's talk about the tire and wheel size. Different on the front than we have on the rear. Nothing unusual for Mercedes-Benz. 265 on the width, a 40 series sidewall wrapped around the 20-inch wheels. And then as we move to the rear tires, the width will increase to 295. We'll have a 35 series sidewall, and once again, wrapped around those 20-inch wheels. And I'll let Austin come in and show you the remote so you can see what all is there. Nothing major as far as that goes, no major differences or anything like that. We do have the AMG logo on the rear, but nice and compact lock, unlock. You can open the trunk, all that kind of stuff. And we'll have the vent right here. You're gonna see the turbo logo underneath and that hybrid logo. This is a plug-in hybrid, by the way, in case you didn't know that. Now, as far as our side view mirrors go, everything you need or want is going to be here. They are power folding, as you can see right there. Turn signal indicators are built in. They're power adjustable, and they are going to be heated. So all of that is there. Also, nothing out of the ordinary here for Mercedes, but it's nice to know that it's here. As far as the door handles go, there are a couple of different ways you can have those deploy like that, or you want them to go back in. Just one of those cool ways. It's a lot more cool these days than using your remote or your key fob as it was 20 years ago or more, when this was kind of unusual technology. But that's how that works. And we're gonna have some chrome trim once again. It brings that touch of elegance. But again, I'd love to see that on a black exterior color. And you can't see it right now, but we do have the front and rear sunroof set up. The rear is a moonroof. I've actually had people complain and say, don't say moonroof. They say that in the comments section sometimes, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Not a big deal. And as we work our way around to the back, the spoiler back here that's built into the trunk, that seems to just be the perfect size. It works for this particular model. Now, hopefully we can show you this really well. You're gonna have your AMG logo right here, but remember what I told you earlier about the red? Here it is. You can see the red surround on the E-53. Just kind of sets that apart a little bit. But one thing you can definitely see is the Mercedes-Benz logo that's built in to our taillights. A very clean look back here as far as the overall look of the vehicle. You're gonna see some of the sensors on the side, on the rear. You saw them on the front as well. Obviously a lot of great safety features going on here. But the big question to be answered, what's under the hood? You're going to love the numbers if you're looking for high performance. Under the hood is going to be the 3-liter hybrid powertrain. You're going to notice a few things here. There is a lot of plastic, so we can't really show you much underneath there, but I do like the AMG logo. We've got the red stripe right there and the brace right here. You have a lot of horsepower. How much exactly do you have? 577 horsepower, 553 pounds-feet of torque. All of that's going to be mated to an AMG Speed Shift 9-speed automatic transmission. And I'm going to let Austin go over to the driver's side door here as we normally do. We're going to show you, as I tell you, what the MPGs are with this model. In fact, we're going to start with the MPG-Es. We're looking at 59 MPG-Es combined electricity and gasoline. We're also going to have 57 kilowatt hours per every 100 miles driven. On gasoline only, it's 23 MPGs and 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. So where do you plug in? Well, it's going to be over here on the driver's side. We're just going to push on that door right there. That's going to open up, and we have our charge ports right here. If you're going to use the DC fast charger, there you go. If you need a fast charge, then you can do that right there. And your gas tank, obviously, close that door right there. It's going to be over here on the passenger side. Now, if you come back here and you do that and it doesn't open, let me show you what you do. That's kind of a trick that I planned. So we're going to walk back over here to the driver's side door, and I'm going to let Austin come in here and show you, but it's this button right here. You can see the gas logo. So I'm going to let him push that button real quick, the gas pump, whatever it is on there. I'm going to let him push that, and it will automatically open. So we'll get him to come back over here and show you what we have. So now that that's open, it lets you know that you're driving a hybrid in case you forgot when you're filling up. This is a 17.4 gallon gas tank, in case you were curious to know. All right, let's talk about cargo capacity. First of all, how do you gain access to it? Well, there's a button right here. There's a button on the remote. There's a button in the interior, and there's also this feature where you can just kick your foot under the bumper, and there you go. It opens, and that reveals 13.1 cubic feet of cargo capacity. Now, since it's sealed up and it's plastic, I'm not going to show you, but there is your charge cable, in case you were wondering about that. We'll also have the AMG mats right here for the interior. And when it comes to closing the trunk right here, nothing unusual for Mercedes Benz, but you can close it and lock the interior at the same time, or if you want to, you can just close it by pushing this button, and then it will just close down just like that. Gives you a second to get out of the way. Now, one more thing I do want to show you real quick before we move into the interior. Right here, and there's going to be one on each side, we're going to have that button right there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and you can see what happens when I do that. Obviously, we can do both of them. I don't know if that side will go down, but we will lower that down for you here in just a second so you can see what that looks like, because I know a lot of people like to see what everything looks like maximized. There we go. We got that to all come down. So here's how everything looks with your maximized cargo capacity, but this is not the only configuration you can use. So let me put these back up real quick. They do have a little bit of dampening built into them. You also have a button right here. When you push that button, well, let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. You're only supposed to have that come down, but then you create a pass-through. So very easy to use, very convenient. I like that. That works out well. If you have somebody sitting on each seat right here, you can still use this if you have something that's too long, whatever the case is. So I'm gonna let Austin show you what's going on the door panel over there. We're gonna have a nice, large, comfortable armrest. And I like the fact that we don't have any gloss black. So nothing to fingerprint up. That works out really well. We do have a little bit of gloss black up in that area where the door handle is, but you know what? I don't think that's going to be an issue. Large door bins, very large in fact, for a sedan of this size. I think these are fairly large as far as that goes. Now, let's talk about what else we're going to find here. We're going to have the rear seat pockets on the back of the seats, and a little bit of space right there for the phone or whatever will fit, and a couple of air conditioning vents. I know people are big fans of rear air conditioning vents. What do you think? Are those big enough? Should you also have some located in the door pillar right here instead of just right here? And our USB ports are down there as well. I knew you'd want to know about that. That's where they're located. Kind of far down there, but they're here. All right, I'm going to hit the button and let you listen. And we'll turn the music off because I sure don't want a copyright hit, but I wanted to let you hear what it sounds like when you get in. So we're going to back up just a little bit here because I think somebody's about to need to come through this area. But you know what? You can see the backup camera while I'm doing that. Austin can show you that on the screen and the overhead view. I love the clarity of what we have here. A lot of great opportunity to see what's going on. Obviously, you have the front camera as well, and I'll go ahead and show that to you real quick. Here is another view. Quite a bit going on where this is concerned. So depending on what you need to see, we can go right here. Check that out. There's our front camera view, but we can also go back to the view we just had, as you can see right there. I'm gonna just go through everything here, a couple of different views. While you don't have a huge vehicle here, it's nice to know that you can see everything you need to see, and you can even go around and see what's going on all around the vehicle. I like that. Very easy to deal with, very easy to change angles if you need to. If you're like Monk, I'm sorry, because you're not going to like having fingerprints all over your screen, but no big deal. And to close the shade right here, we're going to do that real quick just to get rid of some of the sunlight here. Makes things nice and easy. By the way, that portion up here does open and close. You can swipe back once the shade is open, and that works there. I'm gonna let Austin show you what's going on here with the upper console. Hopefully the glare doesn't cause any problems where that's concerned, but you can see the features and functionality, the different buttons that are there. So if you're curious about that, well, there you go. And when it comes to the door panel, I'll let him show you what's going on over there with his. First of all, we have all the controls for the seat adjustments. You'll notice that number one, that's in the shape of the seat. You have seat memory right there also, settings for that, and then you have settings for your heated seats and your ventilated seats. Also, while it's not over there, you're going to also have lumbar support. You'll also have a nice large armrest, the nice ambient lighting, and a large door bin. Now I'm going to grab the camera myself real quick and show you what's going on here on the driver's side. Nothing out of the ordinary for Mercedes Benz. You'll obviously have a few more features and functionality here on the driver's side with the window controls and your power mirror controls. You want to fold the mirrors in, we push that middle button right there. And right here, you can control the functionality of the headlights. I like that they're not just automatic headlights. You can turn them on and off if you want to, or leave them on auto. Nice and simple. And right here, we're gonna have the control for your windshield wipers, and there's also something else going on there. A lot of people ask me about turn signal indicators being built into the side view mirrors, but they're still not using their turn signals when they're driving down the road. That's interesting. Here's your shifter. I can't say anything funny or sarcastic about that, but that is your shifter. So all you do is put your foot on the brake and you just move that up or down depending on if you need to go into reverse or whatever you need to do. There is the button to go back into park right there. And as far as the steering wheel goes, well, there is quite a bit to talk about here. Your driving modes, for example. So you're going to go through everything right here as far as that goes. And I'm just going to show you what goes on there, but I'm going to also show you what goes on the screen. So let's go back here and we'll show you what's going on the center screen with the image of your E-53 and also the colors. Everything's there, letting you know what driving mode you're in. Very nice, even Sport and Sport Plus. So you have all of that. And then over here we have some other great features. We're going to talk about that when we go on our test drive later, depending on what you want to do. Very nice as far as that works. You can turn traction control on and off, all that kind of stuff. It's all here. It's all easy to deal with. Now, if you want to change the look of the instrument cluster, you can see that I push the home button right there, and all I have to do is scroll through, and we can go back over here if we want to go to the sport look. That's nice. I like that. It looks good. You might not like that. You might like something else. Maybe you need to have navigation up there. We can do that. So quite a bit going on where that's concerned. You have the shifter paddles back here. That way you can go through that 9-speed automatic transmission as you need to. So I'm going to hand that back to Austin. By the way, over here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel is also a button to control the position of the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescopically adjustable, as you can see. So in case you were curious about that, there you go. And we'll talk about the infotainment screen because it's super nice and super easy to deal with. I like that. You can go to menu right here. Depending on what you need to see, we can hit the home button, which would bring us back to this screen. Navigation is built in, and I know a lot of people like that, but if you want to use an app on your phone, you can do that. You have wireless capabilities for pairing your smartphone here. That's easy to deal with, and we just scroll through with some of our different features and functionality. Now, here's what we're going to have as far as the seats go. So, seat kinetics. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to turn mine on too. And depending on what you want to do, you can set things up appropriately. You can go right here if you need to with the heating settings and your ambient lighting. And we're going to go over that a little bit more in a darker atmosphere shortly. But remember I told you there are 64 different colors. I'm going to prove that to you real quick. You can see the number right there over on the right hand side. See, there are indeed 64 colors. But the blue, for some reason, see if I can get that to work. Doesn't like me, does it? That seems to show up the best even when we're outside in the sunlight the way we are right now. And there are some other options here as far as that goes. So depending on what you want to do, we can go over here to multicolor, and that will allow you to make a lot of different changes. You can see what's on the screen. A little bit harder to see, and if it's not bright enough and you're wondering, is it maxed out? Well, there's what it looks like, but you can change everything depending on what you want to do with that. And you also have your effects right here. So quite a few things you can go through and change and customize. Very nice, very easy to deal with. We can go over here to settings and show you what all is there. Not unusual for Mercedes-Benz, but I like that it's simple, but there's a lot going on here. How about collision avoidance? I know a lot of people like to know what's going on there. So we're going to have active brake assist, active lane keeping assist. We'll also have active blind spot assist. So really good things there. Also your assistance there with your traffic sign assist, attention assist. If you're not paying attention, it can let you know. Camera, parking, vehicle can park itself. So there's so much going on here. I don't want to cover every little thing, but you can see what's going on. What about charging if you need to do that? Let me show you what all is going on here. That gives us our percentage. And so if you're curious about what's going on there, there you go. You can see some of your options down here. So it's really pretty simple. Just, I like to use the hunt and peck method. That's basically what I'm doing now. But it's because this is the first time we've done one of these vehicles. And so I'm learning right along with you as far as what's here going on. Now, what about performance? We have, as you can see, there's energy flow. How about drive? And we can keep this on the screen while we're driving if we want to, just to show you the graphics and what happens on the screen when you go into the different options. There is engine, so depending on what you're doing, your air conditioning is right here. Now, here's the thing. There's no physical controls outside of the infotainment screen for the air conditioning, but you can use your assistant, Mercedes-Benz, I don't want to say that too loud because you might answer me, to adjust that. So I will give you an example. Hey, Mercedes.
Yes?
I'm hot.
I'm reducing the temperature to 65 degrees.
So there you go. It's that simple. And you can actually give her all sorts of different commands, all sorts of different things to take care of whatever you want to, and pretty simple to deal with. Down here we have some of our one-touch features that you can see. I think you can tell what is what based on what is there. Very, again, simplistic. And right down here, if you want to hide everything away, let's see if I can get that to work for me. There we go. I like that it's not gloss black. You don't have that piano black finish down here, so I can touch that all I want to and it's not going to fingerprint up. That works out. And we'll have our wireless charging pad down here. Also our cup holders. And then I'm going to hit the button for the bomb bay doors. Those are going to open up. Couple of USB ports right there. And also a good bit of space down there. I can kind of show you a little bit. It might not look as deep as it really is. Okay, here we go. Now, I don't have the music turned up very loud, but you can see the dancing lights here. That is because it will actually sync up to your music, depending on what you're playing. I didn't pair my phone this time, so we could get copyright nailed, so I don't want to do that. But you can see what's going on, and it depends on the color scheme that you're using, too, on what you see. So, as you can see, right now, I have some of the presets right here up on the screen, and you can see everything that's going on. That is some kind of cool. I mean, it's just not a lot of vehicles that do that. But we'll also go through some of the other colors right here and let you see how everything looks. There is ambient lighting literally everywhere. Nobody does it like Mercedes Benz. You can see what we have every single place you look, even into the back seat. But I love what Austin's showing you right here. Let's go back over here and focus on that. The AMG logo, and we also have the lines right here that match right there. That is so cool. Nobody has that except Mercedes-Benz. Really cool. Take a look into the back seat. We'll go to a different color right here and show you what's going on with that. That color doesn't show up quite as well. Let's go down here to maybe a green, if I can get that to work for me. There we go. And see how that works. It just really lights things up in here. So, and the thing that I like, this is set on the maximum highest setting, and it's not an overload. So if you're wondering about that, that works really well. There's a different color for you right there. So it doesn't create a distraction, in my personal opinion, when you're driving down the road. It's not so bright that it's an issue, but keep in mind, here we go. So you can see that that's max. Let's take that down just a little bit and see how that looks. So you still have quite a bit, even at a lower setting. Really, really cool. I definitely have to say, Mercedes-Benz, in my opinion, has the best ambient lighting of anybody out there. And we'll show you what's going on the exterior as well. You can see the illuminated door handles. That is so handy after dark. Just makes it easy not only to see the door handles, but it might make it easy to find your car if you have somebody around that has another E-53. And we're not going to give you a good head-on look because we'd blind you, but you can get a better look not only at the LED lighting right here, but check this out. You also have the illuminated grille, and so that's nice. And if Austin can come right down here, it goes all the way around onto the top right there, so it's not just on that lower portion where that's concerned. Really, really nice looking. It's tastefully done, let's put it that way. And a couple more things that I wanted to show you. Another thing that makes it easy to find your vehicle after dark, check that out. The projection of the Mercedes-Benz logo, kind of a 3D effect to that. I hope that's showing up on the camera the way that it should be, or the way I'm seeing it at least. You'll also have all that ambient lighting, lighting with your illuminated door handles, but also the illuminated door sills with the AMG logo. That's going to be at all four doors. Nice looking, just that added value that you expect when you spend this kind of money. Okay, we're going to get on the road here for the test drive, and I'm not going to start off in sport mode. We're going to see. Austin hasn't been in a fast car in a while, I don't think. Have you?
No, it's been a while.
What do you think?
I definitely felt that.
Well, let's do this. Let's see if you feel this.
Holy smokes. Yeah.
It's very fast in sport mode. That is awesome. Great acceleration. The thing that I like here is that you have, when you want it, you have very comfortable ride quality. Obviously, you can make some changes and stiffen things up a little bit, but I'll tell you what, this is nothing short of a blast to drive. It's not super loud or anything like that. It has a good exhaust note. I would prefer a V8 personally, but you know what? It's nice that there's a little something for everybody out there. So if you're not interested in the V8, well, this engine will do well for you too. And it's definitely not shy on the horsepower. And we're gonna make a legal U-turn right here. And the good thing about that is that we have four-wheel steering. So very tight turning radius. Very tight steering. In fact, there is no play in the steering wheel at all. I really like that. Now, unfortunately, with this SUV up here, I don't want to go too fast and run up on them and have them be a distracted driver and they wind up in front of me all of a sudden. So we won't do that. We'll back down a little bit, slow down some. But comfortable seats, good bolstering, that's a good thing. It looks like maybe that SUV right there is trying to check out how fast they can go. That's why they're getting on the brakes going into the corner right there. But the seats themselves are very comfortable too, so that complements the ride quality being good and comfortable. That's a good thing, so we'll just have a little fun real quick.
Oh my goodness.
Woohoo! It definitely gets up and goes. The steering wheel is comfortable in addition to the steering being very responsive, and I love how everything is easy to get to from the driver's seat. I don't feel cramped. And if you needed to, you could drop the seat down quite a bit lower than what I have it right now, where I have it set. So somebody who's over 6 feet tall definitely could sit in here and be nice and comfortable. If you're curious, I'm 5'10", so I can't really tell you exactly how that would work for other people. But depending on your situation, you literally have a driving mode for every situation or every mood or whatever the situation is for you where that's concerned. I really like driving these AMG models. Obviously, this is the first time I've driven this particular model. A little deceptive when it starts to get up and run. It just all of a sudden punches you in the gut. Was it a surprise to you?
Yeah.
I had my foot on the floor and I was thinking, well, is it going to do anything? And it was moving, but then all of a sudden it was really moving. So fun to drive, comfortable, reasonable amount of space. One thing I didn't talk about earlier in the video is the fact that there is a good bit of space back there in the back seat area. So make sure everybody's going to stop here. We sure don't want to have an MVA on video, although it wouldn't have been my fault. But I felt like I was not cramped in the back seat at all. Very comfortable back there. Obviously very comfortable here in the front. A very well-rounded vehicle. Definitely checks all the boxes on the fun list. All right, that's what you get for $99,010 with the 2025 Mercedes Benz AMG E-53. Say that 5 times fast in the video and I'll give you a free Vehicle Visionary t-shirt. So tell me what you think. Is this something you want to buy? Maybe it is. I'm curious to know. I want to say a special thanks to my friends at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport for loaning us this E-53 for the day so we can tell you all about it. And also a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Make sure to share this video on your timelines so other people can see it. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.